Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Google has recently announced major updates it's going to be making and bringing to the Chrome web browser. And Google has called this, and I'm quoting, the biggest upgrade to Chrome in its history. So that's quite a bold statement to make. And you guessed it, it's all revolving around AI. With Google saying Chrome is entering a new era powered by AI to help you understand complex information and get things done more efficiently. Now, according to the announcement, Google says this isn't just about adding new features, it's about fundamentally changing the nature of browsing and moving from a passive experience to a more proactive and intelligent one. It's about creating a browser, Google says, that goes beyond rendering the web to one that actually understands it, helps you to be more productive, and keeps you safer online. So Google says it's building an AI-centric browser that uses context, like the pages you're reading or the tabs you have open, to help you get things done faster, easier, and more safely than ever. And it's doing this in 3 new ways, according to the announcement. Now, the first one is Gemini in Chrome. So basically, Gemini Live, which is very similar to what we get with Microsoft and Copilot Vision. So you can see a lot of this focus, just like Microsoft and Microsoft Edge, is now starting to trickle into Google Chrome. So obviously this is now Google trying to catch up a little bit with Edge in regards to AI, which, depending on which side of the fence you sit in, could be a bad or a good thing. Now, regarding Gemini in Chrome, Google says it's rolling out to Mac and Windows users in the US with their language set to English. Gemini in Chrome can understand, Google says, the context of what you're doing across multiple tabs, answer questions, and integrate with other Google services like Google Docs and Calendar. And Google says it will also be available on both Android and iOS soon, letting you ask questions and summarize pages while you're on the go. Now, the Gemini in Chrome is something I featured on the channel a while back when it was still being tested in its very early days in Chrome Canary. But Gemini in Chrome is for workspace users. So if you are a personal Google account user, you're not going to see Gemini in Chrome. So basically, you'll have to have one of Google's paid subscriptions, like an enterprise or a business or an education subscription, where you will see Gemini and Gemini Live come into the browser. And Google says it's also developing, in regards to Gemini Live, more advanced agentic capabilities for Gemini in Chrome that can perform multi-step tasks. Now, agentic capabilities means to some degree or the other that the AI can actually think for itself under certain circumstances. So the first, Gemini in Chrome, that's going to be rolling out to workspace users. Now, next up, Google says, and for this one, we're going to jump over to Chrome Canary, an early preview version, because I have featured this quite a lot on the channel. Next up, Google says it's also making the Chrome address bar, also called the Omnibox, even smarter with AI mode. And that's something we've been talking about on the channel. Just do a search if you want more info regarding AI mode, which Google says is its most powerful AI search. And you can use AI mode to ask complex multi-part questions, according to Google. Google says it's also adding search suggestions in the Omnibox that are contextually relevant to the page you're on. So Google says, as an example, if you're shopping for a mattress, the Omnibox might suggest follow-up searches like, what's the warranty policy? Google says that contextual suggestions are available now in the US, and AI mode in the Omnibox will roll out in the US later this month. So this looks like it's going to start off in the States. And Google mentions that both of these features are starting with support for queries in English and will expand to more countries and languages in the weeks ahead. So that second one is focusing a lot on AI mode. And third up, Google says AI that keeps you safer, where it's continuing to expand the way it uses AI to keep you protected, securely filling in login credentials with Chrome Autofill, proactively blocking new types of scams, helping you fix security issues like compromised passwords and spammy notifications, and simplifying some privacy decisions like granting sensitive permissions. And according to Google, it's working because it says, thanks to AI-powered warnings, Chrome users on Android now receive about 3 billion fewer scammy and spammy website notifications a day, thanks to AI. With Google closing off the announcement saying the browser is no longer just a window to the web, it's an intelligent partner that learns and adapts to your needs, which, as mentioned, could be a good or a bad thing. Now, my personal take on this is I don't mind a bit of AI in a browser. And from time to time, I do find AI useful. I don't use it a lot, but when I do find it quite useful. And it seems now that just like Microsoft Edge, where you see Copilot everywhere in the browser, as we have spoken previously about, Copilot is everywhere. You've even got a Copilot mode. It seems that Google is turning its web browser, Google Chrome, into an AI-driven tool to push its AI services. And it's going to be interesting to see how the majority of Chrome users, because Chrome is your most used web browser worldwide, are actually going to react to these changes. So as I mentioned, I personally don't mind a little bit of AI, but when it just starts overtaking the browser, I don't think that's a move in the right direction at all. But what do you guys think? Good or bad move? Let me know your thoughts down below. And obviously when these changes roll out and I get knowledge of that, I'll keep you guys in the loop. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.